Attainment of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals was a key agenda when world leaders drawn from different sectors such as government, development organizations and civil society met in Nairobi for the second high-level meeting on global partnership for effective development cooperation. Here's more. This year's meeting is the first since adoption of Sustainable Development Goals in 2015. Having attracted over 4,000 delegates, the forum sought to deliver a collaboration strategy for all countries in attendance.
Today, we renew yet again the commitments made at the first high-level meeting in Mexico. We appreciate the steady progress we have made in the years since then, but we all recognize, I'm sure, that the time to scale up our efforts has come. The reason, ladies and gentlemen, but I say this is quite simple. The large number of our people, as indicated by the minister from Malawi, who are living below the poverty line today, is unacceptably too high.
Meeting the aspiration of the 2030 Agenda to leave no one behind calls for strong partnerships and new ways of working together. The global partnership helps build such alliances, bringing together state and non-state actors committed to working together effectively and delivering together the impact none of us can deliver alone.
Africa is crossing over to the SDGs with a sizable amount of unfinished business, having failed to meet most of the Millennium Development Goals of 2015. The focus is now on gathering over $600 billion to fully finance the 2030 growth agenda. The region can only hope that the rich countries will submit 0.7% of their annual GDP to least developed countries in the continent and elsewhere, as agreed in the 2002 International Conference on Financing Development in Mexico.
The EU is the only group of donors that has taken a strong political commitment to achieve the 0.7. There's no other donor globally that has taken such a commitment. So we are requiring from ourselves to work towards achieving the 0.7, and we are making progress in every year recently. From year to year we have improved on our ODA performance, if I may say so, and I think we are on a good way.
And this time round, it is imperative that our friends truly fulfill their part. I therefore urge all our partners present here to think of how we can support developing countries in mobilizing the required resources to support the implementation of the 2030 Agenda. Capacity building of both human capital, as well as building effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions is also necessary if we are to succeed.
We will continue to uphold commitments made in Paris, Accra, Busan, Mexico, because we believe in mutual accountability. We know from experience at grassroots level that mutual accountability does produce results when there is trust based on promises met. We are here to act. If there's one thing that we've learned from the two progress reports of the global partnership, is that we're moving forward too slowly.
While the generation of official development assistance has continued to rise, allocation of the same to African and other developing nations is on the decline. This calls for these countries to focus on tax as a source of development financing.
In Africa alone, tax revenues dwarf official development assistance, or the so-called ODA, by more than 10 times. I remember in Accra, our friend Trevor Manuel from South Africa, who said, "How do you spell aid?" Well, everybody said, well, idea. I said, no, you spell T-A-X. T-A-X. So everybody started saying T-A-X. So mobilizing development resources. That's 10 times more today than the ODA.
As countries work towards achieving the SDGs, the role of the private sector has not been undermined. The second high-level meeting on global partnership for effective development cooperation provided an opportunity for companies to display sustainability projects.
This represents a different way of bringing a whole bunch of different partners together to deal with the challenges that communities face in the developing world. This is not only about shared value and the working with communities, but it's about leveraging the expertise at all sorts of different levels, national government, local government, and together with a number of key players, and these are all key players in making sure that all of these activities come together in order to improve livelihoods in the area.